So I flipped Transformation Worship song Eagle, and this crazy situation happened. After I posted it on Instagram, Mike Todd himself reposted the video on Instagram, which is literally insane. Like, he posted my video and another Talented Brothers joint. But what's crazy for me is the response in the comments. People were saying that, you know, my version basically sound like it should have been that way all along. And that's kind of wild to me because the original version is hard. Like, it's super dope. And then not too long after that, your boy Mike Todd finally decided to hit that follow button for your boy. Like, just blew my mind. I'm gonna show you how I flipped it. I got the acapella. Head over to acapellaextractor.com. I'll leave this linked in the description. Basically, you could just grab anything you want and drag it in here, and it will basically spit out an acapella version for you. Now, it's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna sound, you know, somewhat a little lo-fi sometimes, but for the most part, it's pretty clean and clear, and it works for me. That's how we got this.
Got the Holy Spirit and we go wherever.
So for me, it's all about chords. Like, I play keys, and if you guys want these types of chords, then you need to check out my Vibes MIDI pack. I promise you, all these chords are in there. Let's actually kind of jump into the drums and the rhythm now that we kind of got the chords. Hey. So these one-shot drums and loops came from oneuploops.com. It's my boy Carson. Shout out to you, my man. And the link is in the description for these drums as well. These jokers smack. Bass is coming from my 808 pack. That's Hunter 808s. Link in the description for that. Hey. So that's the main thing for me is I played my 808s like a bass player would play the bass.
In his presence, mounting up on wings like him. Glory heavy, so I gotta let go of my. Got the Holy Spirit and we go wherever. That is my.
All right, so then next let's get into the keys. What patches is happening over here? I'm using Unclean Machine, and I'm using the old radio EP. Link in the description for Omnisphere 2. And then I decided to put some keys on top of that. The Wing Upright Piano, Dark Indie, and without any plugins, that sounds like this. So then I made it sound old and dirty with some RC20. Shout out to Excellent Audio. This is not sponsored. I just love this plugin. Later down the line, I decided to add some strings, and that's coming from Omnisphere as well, Unclean Machine, strings of the 70s, and then I'm just using some Pro EQ just to roll off some of the low end.
Holy Spirit, come down. Lord, we need you right now. There is no substitute. All we
All right, so that's what's lifting that section up. So then we got some doos, some jazz doos, and this is definitely a Jay Dilla concept. What we have going on here with that is some Omnisphere, and then we're using the jazz stack doos. So that's native. So then we put some RC20 on here. Then let's go over here to channel EQ. Then I put some one knob pumper on there to give it a little rhythm. And then last but not least, I put a flanger on there to give it an entire vibe.
Holy Spirit, come down. Lord, we need you right now.
That and the strings makes it sound super big. So this is the Oak Effects Forever, yeah. So I just pitched it down like a heck of a lot. So at the time, I did not have Lil Altar Boy. I just bought this on Black Friday, but I used auto-tune, and you can get the same effect, believe it or not. You can transpose this down, and you can control the formant without it. And then that's going into a reverb, which is H verb.
Holy Spirit, come down. Lord, we need you right now.
And then we got some vinyl going on. Yes, I spelled vinyl wrong. And it just gives you a vibe. And then I got some kids playing in the back from Splice. Next, we have the acapella itself. So I had to do some processing on this.
Oh, Holy Spirit, come down.
I have some Pro EQ, and this is to create space. So it's kind of putting more focus on his vocal. And then I compress that just to bring some consistency into this new track.
Oh, Holy Spirit, come down. Lord, we need you.
And then we have some delay going on and some reverb. So I just used H verb and H delay of my choice for reverb and delay. So if we turn the sends off.
Oh, Holy Spirit, come down.
And then turn it back on.
Oh, Holy Spirit, come down.
So this is giving me that ping pong, nice delay. Again, it just widens the track even more, so it puts you in a crazy space. And then last but not least, we can't forget my Hunter tag.
That's Hunter.
That's Hunter. There, I always throw it in all of my vibes.
That's Hunter.
And I threw it again, I threw it in the back to give it to you one more time.
That's Hunter.
Cool. If you're interested in listening to the full version, I got it fired up for you right over here.